Hello, Cool family, like and subscribe to the channel to know everything about Barcelona. In this video, we will talk about a huge recruitment coup for Barcelona, but first, we have other topics that are also very important for our beloved club. Let's move on to the first one. Barcelona is getting closer and closer to finalizing a recruitment that could mark a new era in the Blaugrana midfield. Kabi Maynu, the 20-year-old English midfielder, is in the orbit of the Catalan club, and his recruitment seems to be a matter of time. The young talent from Manchester United has firmly expressed his desire to leave the Old Trafford club and seek new horizons in his professional career. In this context, Barcelona has moved with intelligence, speed, and determination to position itself as the priority destination for a footballer who promises to be one of the great names in European football in the years to come. According to information from the British media The Sun, the operation is advancing rapidly. The player's entourage has already communicated to the English club his intention not to continue at Manchester, and conversations with Barcelona are progressing positively. Joan Laporta, always attentive to the market and especially to young talents with global projection, has taken note of Maynu's desire and does not intend to let this opportunity pass. This is a strategic move in all respects, sporting, institutional, and symbolic, because if there is one thing that defines this club, it is its ability to identify, attract, and develop young talents who understand the game as Barcelona does. Kabi Maynu is not just any bet. We are talking about a footballer who has demonstrated unusual maturity for his age. At just 20 years old, he has managed to establish himself in the first team of Manchester United during a complex season for the Red Devils. His deployment, tactical intelligence, ability to break lines with the pass, and remarkable skill in recovering balls make him a complete midfielder. But beyond his technical and physical performance, what seduces the most about Maynu is his mentality, his ambition, his constant desire to improve, and his conviction that he is called to play a major role in the great evenings of European football. And that is where Barcelona appears as the natural destination for a player of his profile, because Barcelona is not just a club that wins titles, it is a club that trains, accompanies, and transforms footballers into global references. The club's history is filled with players who arrived with the label of promise and became legends. Maynu has all the necessary qualities to follow this path, and he knows it. That is why his decision to leave Manchester United is conditioned by a clear objective: to play at the Camp Nou, to wear the Blaugrana jersey, and to grow under the tutelage of an institution that understands football differently. According to sources close to the club, Flick considers that Maynu can quickly adapt to the team's style of play, contribute both to defensive tasks and to the generation of play, and offer tactical alternatives that will be fundamental throughout the season. His versatility, physical ability, and calmness under pressure make him an ideal profile to face the demanding schedule that Barcelona will have both in the league and in Europe. From the club, the operation is being managed very professionally. It is known that this will not be a simple negotiation. Manchester United does not want to part with one of its most promising talents without significant compensation. However, the fact that the player himself has expressed his intention to leave and that his entourage has made recruitment by Barcelona a priority places the Catalan club in a favorable position. Different formulas are being explored to finalize the transfer, including staggered payments, performance variables, and long-term bonuses that allow the operation to be integrated within the limits set by financial fair play. It is important to emphasize that Maynu's arrival does not respond to a conjunctural emergency, but to medium and long-term sports planning. Barcelona seeks to consolidate a competitive, balanced midfield with projection, and for this, it needs to incorporate players who not only have technical quality but also integrate into the club's philosophy. Maynu meets all these requirements. He has a vision of the game, tactical reading, the ability to filter passes, and remarkable defensive discipline. In addition, his profile fits perfectly into the positional model promoted by the club: play between the lines, control of the pace, pressure after loss, and amplitude in possession. But beyond the technical aspect, what really excites the Cool fans is the player's attitude. Because when a footballer so young makes the decision to leave his country, his training club, and his comfort zone to take on a challenge of the magnitude of Barcelona, he does so out of conviction. And this conviction is what we want to see at the Camp Nou. We want players who understand what it means to wear this badge, who know that they do not come here just to win, but also to play well, to respect a style, to assume a historical responsibility. Maynu seems to have understood this message, and that is what makes him so special. Furthermore, his incorporation would not only have an impact on the field but would also send a powerful message to the rest of the continent. Barcelona remains an attractive club for emerging great talents, despite economic difficulties, external pressures, and attempts to discredit our model. We remain a reference because we have an identity, because we have a history, and because we continue to bet on young people who want to change the world of football. Now, the question we ask from here is clear. What does the KUL fan base think of this operation? Are you excited about the recruitment of Kabi Maynu? Do you think he can be a key piece in Hansi Flick's new project? Do you think this type of incorporation represents the right path to return to the top? The answers will surely be very diverse, but there is a common feeling that is breathed in the stands, on social networks, in the debates among KULs: enthusiasm. Because when the club moves with intelligence and anticipates the market, the fans perceive it. And when this movement aims at a young, talented, and ambitious player, the enthusiasm multiplies. Kabi Maynu represents many things. He represents the talent that emerges from the base, modern, dynamic, and thoughtful football, the commitment and courage of those who are not satisfied with what they have and want more. And above all, he represents the type of player who can mark an era if given the right environment. At a time when European football has become a market saturated with speculation, disproportionate operations, and baseless bets, Barcelona once again looks with perspective, once again trusts young talent, acts with intelligence again, and, above all, builds again from the base, from the values that have always made this club great.
The second piece of news concerns a very important decision for our club. Barcelona HAS becomes the main protagonist and the primary rival of Real Madrid in the exciting Race to Recruit d'un, a young talent we said to be a fundamental piece in the reconstruction and consolidation of the Blaugrana team in the coming years. This recruit is not just another operation in the market, it represents much more. It is a clear manifestation of Barcelona's ambition to return to the top of European football by presenting a solid, coherent, and hopeful project under the direction of a demanding and visionary coach like Hansi Flick, who has made the incorporation of d'un an absolute priority to strengthen the defense and give it the hierarchy it deserves. Since Barcelona's real and determined interest became known, the duel with Real Madrid has taken on the tone of a true historic rivalry, a confrontation that transcends the mere sporting aspect and once again highlights the magnitude of the rivalry between the two giants. However, this time, the balance seemed too clearly tipped in favor of Barcelona. Why? Because the Catalan Club Sporting project has all the ingredients to seduce d'un and his entourage: history, passion, commitment to the development of young talent, and above all, affirm beyond hungry and potential players to shine in the world elite. Hansi Flick, from the moment he took the reins of the team, has clearly indicated that one of his priorities was to strengthen the defense. The importance of having a solid wall capable of supporting the intense and offensive pace he wants to impose on Barcelona is fundamental. D'un is the ideal profile for this challenge. A young central defender who combines physical power, tactical intelligence, and surprising maturity for his age. His ability to read the game, anticipate opponent action, and play out from the back fit perfectly into the style of play that Flick wants to instill. This recruit is a key piece to build a robust and reliable defense, capable of providing security to the entire team and confidence to a fan base that demande results and spectacle in égal mesure. The arrival of d'un not only respond to an immediate sporting need but is also a bet on the future for a club that has always been characterized by ETS long-term vision and ETS ability to develop ETS own players. Barcelona has always been synonymous with a nursery, youth, and emerging talent. D'un represent all of this and more. Incorporating a footballer of his quality and projection is a clear message. Barcelona is once again looking forward with ambition, with the desire to regain ETS place among the great dominator of world football. In this battle for d'un, Barcelona presents itself as the most attractive and viable option, despite the interest of other clubs, including Real Madrid. The Blaugrana project has a special magnetism for footballers who seek not only a club where they can grow, but also a place where they can be part of a great history and win titles with a unique style. Aware of this reality, d'un would have expressed his desire to be part of this new Blaugrana cycle, which accelerates and strengthens the negotiation. For the Blaugrana fan, this news is a source of great excitement. The arrival of a defender of this quality and projection fit perfectly with the need to strengthen a defense that has had ETS, EPS and downs in recent seasons. Barcelona need this type of recruit that not only raise the level of the team but also represent a club's commitment to a model of play and unmistakable philosophy. Defense is the backbone of any successful team, and with that, Barcelona would take a decisive step toward the stability and competitiveness that we all want to see. We want to ask a direct question to all the Culé fans who feel and like this club with intensity. What do you think of this recruit? Do you think there is a missing piece to regain defensive solidity? Do you think his youth and quality can be the springboard for a new era of success? Your opinion is fundamental, because it is you who, with your passion and unconditional support, carry Barcelona in every match, every tournament, and every challenge. Furthermore, this operation symbolizes Barcelona's firm determination to compete directly with Real Madrid all front, demonstrating that it is not content to play second fiddle or lag behind in the race for great talent. The Blaugrana club has the capacity and the will to attract top-level players. There is a clear example. Barcelona is once again becoming a coveted destination for the best young footballer in the world. Hansi Flick, by giving his approval for this incorporation, confirmed that the idea of Barcelona football is in the hands of a coach who perfectly understands the need of the team and knows how to enhance the virtue of each player to form a competitive and attractive whole. The trust that Flick places in Gayhei is an important validation that should not go unnoticed. I guarantee that the player will have the optimal condition to grow, consolidate, and be a protagonist on the field. The imminent departure of Christensen is another factor that reinforces the necessity and opportunity to recruit Gayhei. The possible loss of a defender important à Christensen opens a vital space in the squad that must be filled by a player who not only brings immediate quality but can also develop and be a player in the long term. Gayhei arrive to fill this void brilliantly, bringing freshness, energy, and total commitment to the Blaugrana color. This recruit is part of a broader context of renovation and growth that Barcelona has undertaken to return to the elite. It is not an isolated action but part of a global strategy that seeks to combine experience and youth, local talent, and intelligent recruitment to build a balanced and competitive team. Gayhei is a fundamental piece in this winning formula that the club wants to implement. The expectation among the fans is at its peak, and social networks have been filled with comments and debate about the possibility offered by this incorporation. The Culé are eager to see Gayhei in the Blaugrana jersey, defending the color of the club that has given so many glory to world football. HIS arrival will not only strengthen the defense but will also be a moral boost for the entire team and for a coaching staff that sees stability and result. With this operation, Barcelona sends a clear message to the competition. It remains a great club, with ambition, with a project, and with the ability to attract talent that make a difference. In the eternal struggle with Real Madrid, this time it is Barcelona that takes the initiative and is ready to win this market battle that has a great prize, a player called to be one of the best central defenders of the future. For all these reasons, it is time for the Culé fans to unite, get excited, and support with more strong than ever a recruit that can change the course of the season and the Blaugrana project.
The third piece of news concerns a major recruitment coup for Barcelona. The summer transfer market is starting to heat up, and as always at this time of year, the major European clubs are beginning to make their moves to strengthen their squads for the upcoming season. This time, Barcelona is once again at the center of the news and rumors, positioning itself strongly in the race to secure the services of a player who has attracted attention for his quality, maturity, and potential. Marc Gayhei, the young English central defender from Crystal Palace. At just 23 years old, Gayhei has established himself as one of the most solid and talented defensive prospects in English football, a profile that Barcelona needs and is seeking to strengthen a key area of its squad, the defense, and who has the potential to bring stability, security, and a decisive qualitative leap to the team's backline. For months, Barcelona's sporting management has been closely monitoring the progress of Marc Gayhei, aware that his incorporation could be fundamental to the project being built under the direction of Hansi Flick. The German coach, who has already shown his confidence in young players with potential, has given his approval to advance the negotiations, indicating that his arrival is considered not only desirable but necessary to complete the squad. This decision by Flick speaks highly of the quality and characteristics of the player, who fits perfectly into the style of play that the coach wants to implement, a football based on possession, control, and high pressing, but without sacrificing defensive solidity and security. The news, already confirmed by reliable sources such as the prestigious journalist Fabrizio Romano, is that Barcelona is in a privileged position to secure the services of Marc Gayhei, despite the interest of several important Premier League teams, including Tottenham, Chelsea, and Newcastle United. Barcelona has managed to position itself at the forefront of this competition, thanks in large part to the fact that the Catalan club offers an exciting sporting project, an attractive scenario for the player, and the opportunity to play in one of the most important football settings in the world, with massive fan support and the real possibility of competing for national and international titles. The fact that Gayhei sees Barcelona as an open door for his development and personal success is a crucial point that could tip the balance in favor of the Blaugrana club. This interest in Gayhei does not come out of nowhere, but is the result of an exhaustive analysis of the team's needs. Barcelona is going through a moment of renovation, especially in the defensive area, where the imminent departure of Andreas Christensen has left a significant void that must be filled by a top-level player. The departure of the Danish defender, who has been a key element during his time at the club, opens a window of opportunity to incorporate a footballer who not only fills this loss but also raises the overall level of the defense. In this sense, Marc Gayhei presents himself as the ideal solution, a young player but with sufficient experience in the Premier League, who has repeatedly demonstrated his ability to perform in demanding matches and who, moreover, has room for progression and adaptation to an ambitious and demanding project like the one offered by Barcelona. The bet on Marc Gayhei is also a bet on the future. The defense, along with the midfield, is the pillar on which great teams are built. A reliable central defender not only brings solidity and security but is also key to initiating actions and maintaining the team's tactical balance. Gayhei, with his ability to anticipate, his mastery of aerial play, and his ability to play the ball out from the back with precision, is the type of player who can make a difference. Furthermore, his youth guarantees that he will be at the disposal of the club for many years, being part of the core that can lead Barcelona to regain hegemony both in La Liga and in Europe. It is important to emphasize that the competition for Marc Gayhei is strong and real. Tottenham, Chelsea, and Newcastle have shown clear interest and also have arguments to attract the player. Tottenham is looking to strengthen its defense after possible departures, and Gayhei fits its ideal profile of a young and experienced Premier League footballer. Chelsea, for its part, sees in Gayhei the opportunity to recover a former player from its academy who could provide immediate solutions in defense. Newcastle, with its enormous investment and European aspirations, is determined to secure players who raise the level of the team to compete at a high level in England and on the continent. However, Barcelona's privileged position lies in its sporting project, its global prestige, and its ability to attract talents who seek a competitive environment but also a framework where they can grow and aspire to great achievements. From the player's point of view, joining Barcelona represents a qualitative leap in every aspect. Marc Gayhei has already expressed his desire to change scenery and take on new challenges that allow him to continue growing professionally. Playing for a club with the history, fans, and ambition of Barcelona is a dream for any footballer, especially for a young player who wants to make his mark and reach the pinnacle of world football. The combination of talent, ambition, and opportunity makes this operation a story that can benefit both parties. Moreover, the environment of the Blaugrana club is very enthusiastic about the idea of adding a player of this profile. The specialized press, analysts, and fans show great enthusiasm at the prospect of seeing Gayhei in the Blaugrana jersey, a symbol that represents much more than just a uniform. At Barcelona, the jersey is worn with pride, commitment, and passion, and every player who arrives knows that they have the responsibility to keep this winning tradition alive. The arrival of Gayhei, with his qualities and characteristics, can be a key step for the team to regain this defensive identity that has brought so much joy and that we seek to restore with urgency. Since the arrival of Hansi Flick, Barcelona has embarked on a process of restructuring and renovation that seeks to balance experience with youth, maturity with emerging talent. The incorporation of a player like Marc Gayhei fits perfectly into this philosophy, as he not only brings a solid present but also represents the future of the club. Flick, with his great ability to manage groups and enhance young players, sees in Gayhei a footballer who can adapt quickly and contribute immediately, something fundamental for a team that wants to compete at the highest level without giving up competitiveness in all competitions. Faced with this promising scenario, it is inevitable that Barcelona fans are attentive and eager for every new development related to the recruitment of Marc Gayhei. The enthusiasm for strengthening the defense with a player of these characteristics is enormous, and the general feeling is that this operation could be one of the great ones of the summer.